What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Finance video. In today's video, Elon Musk is suing Apple. Not him specifically, but Elon Musk's XAI sues Apple and OpenAI, alleging that their anti-competitive scheme is harming X and Grok. We're going to cover this article breakdown here and take a look at some of the reasons as to why Elon Musk's companies are coming after Apple and OpenAI. So if you're excited for today's video, feel free, as always, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads as you are getting free financial education from Fridge Financials. Try saying that 5 times fast. Anyways, without further ado, let's break it down here. We have a couple articles to talk about. This one is from CNBC. Elon Musk's XAI sued Apple and OpenAI on Monday, accusing the pair of an anti-competitive scheme to thwart artificial intelligence rivals. Basically, and we'll talk about this more, is that Elon Musk is saying that since OpenAI and Apple have basically quote-unquote partnered to have it be used in more Apple products, that it is a big grouping that they have. It's into a big partnership, I should say, between the two of them, and that's gonna diminish, people wanting to use Grok and and all that kind of stuff. So Elon Musk is not happy about it. So what does he do? He has his company file a lawsuit. The lawsuit filed by Musk's AI startup XAI and its social network business X, formerly known as Twitter, as we know, alleges Apple and OpenAI have colluded to maintain monopolies in the smartphone and generative AI markets. Musk's XAI acquired X in March in an all-stock transaction. It accuses Apple of deprioritizing so-called super apps and generative AI chatbot competitors such as Grok in its App Store rankings, while favoring OpenAI by integrating its ChatGPT chatbot into Apple products. Basically saying that, since Grok is, being pushed out of the rankings, and it's all about OpenAI and ChatGPT and all this kind of stuff, and that's why Musk is not happy. In a desperate bid to protect its smartphone monopoly, Apple has joined forces with the company that most benefits from inhibiting competition and innovation in AI, OpenAI, a monopolist in the market for generative AI chatbots, according to the complaint, which was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas. An OpenAI spokesperson said in a statement, "This latest filing is consistent with Mr. Musk's ongoing pattern of harassment." Basically, Elon Musk keeps bothering OpenAI, I guess, for whatever the reason is. Representatives from Apple didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The Tesla CEO launched XAI in 2023 in a bid to compete with OpenAI and other leading chatbot makers. Musk earlier this month threatened to sue Apple for an unequivocal antitrust violation, saying in a post on X that the company is behaving in a manner that makes it impossible for any AI company besides OpenAI to reach number one in the App Store. And I'm going to go against this one here because I'll be completely honest. If you have used ChatGPT and OpenAI compared to Grok, let me tell you, I've used both. I have both. OpenAI and ChatGPT is hands down just better. I hate to say it, and I don't want Musk coming after Fridge Financials next. I'll make a video on that if that ever happens. OpenAI and ChatGPT, this is better. It creates much better, images. It puts out much better research, much better understanding of things. It can do so many different things that I have yet to see Grok do. The image generator from ChatGPT compared to Grok is 100 times better on ChatGPT compared to Grok, hands down. So OpenAI being number one in the App Store, in me, probably isn't anything to do with a partnership between Apple and OpenAI. I think it's just a very top quality AI company, AI platform that everybody uses. And I can promise you right now that if I walk into my students' classes on Tuesday and I do a poll about which have you heard of, and I say ChatGPT versus Grok, I could promise you majority of my students are going to say they know ChatGPT and not Grok. Just my 2 cents. Maybe I'll do that poll and I'll do an update on it later on, but I'm not even kidding. I think it's just a way better app, and that is why it's probably gone to the number one in the App Store. Just my 2 cents on that one. After Musk threatened to sue Apple, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman responded, "This is a remarkable claim given what I've heard alleged that Elon does to manipulate X to benefit himself and his own companies and harm his competitors and people he doesn't like." Basically, kind of bring up this idea that Elon has turned Twitter into a free speech realm. You can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, no, restrictions and those kind of things, making it free speech and stuff like that. And he can just kind of say whatever he wants on Twitter or on X and just say whatever he wants. So that's kind of what I think he's referring to, because Twitter before it was X was a lot more regulated, I feel like, in terms of like what you could write, what you couldn't write. And Elon was like, I buy it out. All the chains are being taken off here. You can say whatever you basically want on it. And that's kind of what's referring to, I feel like. An Apple spokesperson previously said that its App Store was designed to be fair and free of bias, and the company features thousands of apps using a variety of signals. Apple last year partnered with OpenAI to integrate ChatGPT into iPhone, iPad, Mac, laptop, and desktop products. Several users replied to Musk's post on X via its community notes feature, saying that rival chatbot apps such as DeepSeek and Perplexity were ranked number 1 in the App Store after Apple and OpenAI announced their partnership. So, I mean, I remember the whole DeepSeek scandal, and the video like crashed like 5% after DeepSeek came out, all that kind of stuff like that. And now you don't really hear much about DeepSeek being used right now. Perplexity I've heard a lot about, but DeepSeek I really haven't. But I think it's more of just saying the fact that, dude, even after their partnership, DeepSeek and Perplexity were ranked number 1 on the App Store. I'm sure TikTok was still up there for the longest time here. So I think they're just kind of being like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, other AIs have been up there besides ChatGPT. I think they have just done such a good job with, pushing and advancing their technology that people have just fallen into this, mindset of that this is the best AI software that we have right now in terms of being used. They have the free features, they have, the paid features and stuff like that. I think that's kind of just where it's at right now, So that's just my little way of looking at it. The lawsuit's the latest twist in an ongoing clash between Musk and Altman. Musk, I didn't know this, I read this earlier. Musk co-founded OpenAI alongside Sam Altman in 2015 before leaving the startup in 2018 due to disagreements over OpenAI's direction. Musk sued OpenAI and Sam Altman last year, accusing them of breach of contract by putting commercial interests ahead of its original mission to develop AI for the benefit of humanity broadly. In a counterclaim, OpenAI has alleged that Musk and xAI engaged in harassment through litigation, attacks on social media and in the press, and through a sham bid to buy ChatGPT Maker for $97.4 billion. A sham bid. Yeah. So I did not know that Musk and Altman worked together on OpenAI in 2015. But he left at some point, and now he probably is realizing, oh my God, look how awesome his company is. Now I'm just going to try to take these guys down one step at a time. I feel like this is just, I don't know, I think this is a desperation shot for him at this point, kind of just saying whatever he wants. And this is kind of the thing that everybody always worries about Elon Musk and just Tesla stock in general now, because when he's invested in so many different things and not focusing on Tesla stock or on Tesla, the company, and on developing new and improved technology, that's where I feel like people start to have this fear of where Tesla could be in 5-10 years. There's so much potential there with Optimus and the robotic side of things and, the Tesla cars themselves and robo-taxis and all that. But it's like, he was involved in Doge for a while and people were excited and they started not getting excited because of how much time he put into Doge. Now he's going after OpenAI and suing people and having companies on behalf of him suing, OpenAI and Sam Altman for this. It's just, dude, can you just focus on Tesla and just focus on making X a good platform? Focus on your companies and stop trying to bring other companies down. It's almost kind of political, in my opinion, where it's like, instead of just being like, here's why Tesla is great. Let's innovate Tesla, make it better. Let's innovate Twitter or X. Let's innovate SpaceX, all that kind of stuff. Instead of just trying to make his companies better, he's just trying to take down other companies to make his look better by default, I feel like. So it's kind of like politics, I feel like, in a way, where it's like, what good do I do? Well, even if I don't do much, this guy does worse, so you want to vote for me instead, right? Like, that's the way I look at it. But anyways, besides that, so this one's from the Guardian. It talks about more and more about it. So again, talk about his lawsuit. a conspiracy to monopolize the markets for smartphones and generative AI chatbots. Again, making it threatened to sue them earlier as well. Musk's XAI makes the Grok chatbot, which has struggled to become as prominent as ChatGPT. And again, nobody usually asks people what Grok is. They probably don't even know what it is. Just my 2 cents. Again, I've used Grok before. I had Grok GPT training challenge before, and it's good, but it's definitely not nearly as where ChatGPT is, in my opinion. So that's kind of what the point is behind this lawsuit here. Defendants entered an unlawful agreement and conspiracy to leverage Apple's monopoly power in the U.S. smartphone market. Blah blah blah. Basically saying that you partnered with Apple and now you're going to go to number one because Apple has a huge user base of smartphone technology and all this kind of stuff like this. It's about his harassment still because that's what it's been. Talking about the falling out in OpenAI in 2015 here. This is interesting. Musk left OpenAI after proposing to take over the company in 2018 and has since filed multiple lawsuits against the company over its plans to shift into a for-profit enterprise. And Sam Altman always comes out and says that it's a private company and we're not going to go public and those kind of things there. So if it was for profit, I feel like right now, this moment in time, yes, they do make money from it. But if it was like a for-profit enterprise, they probably would go public on the market, in my opinion, because they would raise a crap ton of money. If OpenAI goes public on public markets, oh my goodness, they're going to raise some money. Let me tell you. So yeah, I don't know. We're sad that it's come to this with someone who we've deeply admired, someone who inspired us to aim higher. Then told us we would fail, started a competitor, and then sued us. What is this? We're sad that it's come to this with someone whom we've deeply admired, someone who inspired us to aim higher, then told us we would fail, started a competitor, and then sued us when we started making meaningful progress towards OpenAI's mission without him. OpenAI posted in a statement last year following one of Musk's lawsuits. Could you imagine if they posted that on X? Just to kind of throw a dig back at Elon Musk. Oh my goodness. It's absolutely crazy. The spat between Altman and Musk researched earlier this month after the latter's threat to sue Apple. Musk claimed that Apple was manipulating the App Store's rankings to exclude other AI companies, resulted in an exchange of posts between the two tech moguls, challenging and insulting each other. Love that. OpenAI is currently eyeing a $500 billion valuation, which would make it the most valuable privately held company, exceeding Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket maker, which is currently the title holder at $350 billion. And that's why I say a sham bid for $97 billion. Right now, it's currently seeing a valuation of $500 billion. So that's, when you throw such an undervalued bid towards a company, it's just insulting to anybody who's started up a business. It's an insult. It's an insult to you, and that's probably why they're just like, absolutely not, no thank you. And Elon Musk is like, oh, you're going to be better than SpaceX, so I'm going to sue you, blah, blah, blah. And you know what's crazy? I went onto the App Store to see, this is the Apple App Store here, and yes, number one free app, ChatGPT. But take a look at what else is up here. Google's up here. ESPN Fantasy Sports is up here because in Fox Sports, because football season's coming up. Google Maps is here. TikTok's 11th, which is crazy. I would have thought TikTok would be number 1 or number 2 at least, but they're down to number 11. Ticketmaster, whatnot, Uber, Fox One, CapCut, Gmail, DoorDash, Google Chrome. Oh, look, the first AI, Google Gemini, 22nd. Amazing. Where's Grok? Telegram's up here, which is crazy. Where's the next AI? So Gemini's is 22nd. Which again, Gemini is pretty good too, but not like, I mean, the thing is with Gemini, for example, for AI, is that like you go into Google itself and it's already basically there. It already has the AI mode when you type stuff into Google. So you don't need to download the app for it really as much, in my opinion. There's X at 33, which is crazy. Where do we see the next one? Roku, Canva. Canva's got AI in there, but it's not like that. Oh, look, Grok, 51. Amazing. What else we got here? Any other ones that we see? My NBA 2K. Interesting. Starbucks, jackpot lottery, Starbucks. Yes, sir. That's really about it. Oh my God, Yik Yak is coming back. Oh, good Lord. I'm looking at the App Store just now to see what's going on here at this point. But like, you take a look at like those AI platforms. DeepSeek, is that even on here? Did I pass it? Waze is on here. Can I search it? Where's DeepSeek? I don't know if it even pops. I'm just curious if it pops up. Oh, there it is. I don't know if I can see the ranking or not. 33 in productivity, but again, free but 4 stars. People probably are hesitant about DeepSeek because it being based off of in China, I believe. So they're probably hesitant about that one. But again, and taking a look back at the App Store, like with the App Store, you have ChatGPT number 1, then you have Gemini 22nd, and then you have Twitter 31st, and then you have Grok at like 51. Like, it's not even close. It'd be one thing if it was like Apple ChatGPT was number 1 and Grok was like 10th, then okay, it's a good product. But 51st means you're way behind, in my opinion. So that's it for now. We'll see what happens here. Musk is suing Apple and OpenAI. I don't think anything's going to come of it, honestly. I think it's going to just be a laughing stock in the courts, but obviously we shall see what happens. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you made this far in the video, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications so you are notified of any future Fridge financial videos. Again, say that 5 times fast. I bet you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're making money in the market in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.